quarterfinal game number 2 in the Class AA hockey competition and championship matches for 19 and 98. All of the principals are ready and waiting. I think all we need to wait for now is one high school fight song to end, and we'll be ready for the introduction of the cheerleaders, as well as the players and the officials from Dick Stanford. So,
well, Frank, it appears that the fans are ready. Now we have to see if the players are going to be ready. I don't think there's any question. Neither one of these coaches, Russ Welsh out of Hastings and Mike Randolph out of Duluth East, have got to say very much to their players right now, other than the fact that, hey, guys, you got us to this level once again this year. For some of them, it's been a tough year. For others, it's been a joyous year. And right now, what they have to do is make certain that they are ready to play.
All right, Dick Stanford is standing by. The band has settled down, and here are the introduction of cheerleaders.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready for our second quarterfinal game of the day. This game matches the champions of Class 2 AA with a record of 22-1-2, the Hastings Raiders. And the champions of Class 7 AA with a record of 22-3, the Greyhounds from Duluth East. And now let's begin our introductions by meeting the cheerleaders. First from Hastings, Jamie Dondellinger, Jesse Horner, Katie Kime, Melissa McGree, Tiffany Sieben, and Kristen Warner. And now let's meet the cheerleaders from Duluth East. Captain Michelle Rickard, Ashley Hubert, Amy Cooper, Wendy Celine, Kim Wallen, and Marit Halverson. And now let's meet the players. First, for the Raiders, senior wing, number 5, Corey McKenzie. Senior wing, number 6, Bobby Swanson. Senior wing, number 7, Josh Caniff. Senior defenseman, number 8, Mark Jones. Junior defense, number 10, Derek Garcia. Junior wing, number 11, Dustin Vogelgesang. Junior defense, number 12, Bobby Miller. Junior wing, number 15, Nick Houston. Sophomore center, number 16, Adam Gerlach. Sophomore center, number 17, Cody Swanson. Sophomore wing, number 19, Pete Swanson. Senior center, number 20, Blake Bartelma. Senior wing, number 21, Greg Jacobson. Junior center, number 22, Jeff Tafe. Junior wing, number 23, Dan Welch. Junior defenseman, number 24, Jake Majeski. Senior defenseman, number 25, Mike Kraut. Junior defense, number 26, Ben Tharp. Senior goaltender, number 29, Jason Slattum. Junior goaltender, number 33, Ben Utek. Head coach Russ Welch, his assistant Jerry Meyer, the Hastings Raiders. And now let's meet the East Greyhounds. Junior goaltender number 1, Tyler Olson. Freshman defense number 2, John Hipberg. Junior defenseman number 4, Mark Anunti. Senior center number 9, Gabe Taggart. Senior wing number 10, Dan Roman. Junior center number 11, Chad Roberg. Senior center number 12, Jesse Hagedorn. Junior wing number 14, Mike Marshall. Sophomore wing number 15, Zach Burns. Senior defense number 20, Nick Angel. Junior defenseman number 22, Patrick Finnegan. Senior defense number 23, Mike Samala. Senior defense number 25, Jesse Carriage. Senior wing number 26, Justin Patterson. 8th grade wing number 27, Nick Lacari. Junior wing number 28, Nick Seri. Sophomore wing number 31, Ross Carlson. Senior wing number 32, Reese Carlson. Senior goaltender number 35, Adam Kuhl. Senior wing number 36, Kevin Oswald. Head coach Mike Randolph, his assistant Larry Traxel, the Duluth East Greyhounds. Ladies and gentlemen, here are your officials for this game. The referees, Jim Larson and Roger Lind. And the linesman for this game, Tim Prisbilla. Now I direct your attention to the scorers table for the reading of the sportsmanship code. Representing Hastings High School, Mark Jones. Representing Duluth East, Kevin Oswald. Gentlemen.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Minnesota State High School League State Hockey Tournament. We appreciate your attendance at this tournament and hope you enjoy it. The State Hockey Tournament is being played under the rules of the Minnesota State High School League. These rules provide for fair play and good sportsmanship among players and coaches. As athletes, we ask that spectators promote the ideals of good sportsmanship, fair play, and respect for our opponents and the calls of the officials.
And congratulations, gentlemen, for a flawless reading of the high school code. We're about ready to go. Hastings coming into this game after a section championship victory over Creighton-Durham Hall, 10-2. They also had shutout wins over both Henry Sibley and St. Paul Central Highland Park. The Duluth East Greyhounds coming out of Section 7A and a stellar program up there, defeated Elk River 7-1, and they also had 2 sections shutouts over Grand Rapids 2-0 and over St. Francis Carlson Academy 10-0.
Well, Frank, and look at the Raiders right now as they gather around their goaltender, the junior Ben Utek, who's 6'6", 195 pounds, and the grandson of Bob and Donna Utek, longtime hockey enthusiasts who started the magazine Let's Play Hockey here in the state of Minnesota, and just tremendous supporters all through the ranks for
6'6",
amateur hockey.
And with the name Utek, you wouldn't expect him to play basketball, would you?
No, you would not.
Way.
Big guy, covers a lot of that net. But he's going to have some pretty good competition also at the opposite end, because Adam Kuhl comes from a hockey family. There's a look at Ben Utek right now, and look at his goals against average. We talk about Adam Kuhl. His father, Clark, was a goalie for East back in 1971. His brother, Ryan, a defenseman at UMD this season, but he's also got some stamina, a senior goaltender, 5'10", 170 pounds. and a pretty good record on his own this season. Just one loss. Top goalie in the state.
And we are about ready to go. Both teams have their second lines out. Blake Bartelman, the center iceman for Hastings. He's wearing number 20. Chad Roberg centering his line. He's wearing number 11 for East. And from the opening faceoff, East finally gains control, sliding it deep into the Raiders' end. Hard check thrown in the corner right off the bat. The hit thrown by Mark Jones for Hastings. And a huge scrap in the corner. We've got a hit from behind and a penalty coming up in a hurry. And the first penalty of the game, just a few seconds in, they're going to call it a cross-check, will go against Duluth Eastern. There isn't a coach in the world that wants to start a game this way.
Well, there's a lot of intensity taking place right now. You're going to see a big difference in intensity from the first game to this one.
All right, on the Old Dutch scoreboard, we're early on, a power play in a moment.
Don't want a penalty, as you mentioned, Frank. Well, the first penalty of this game is going to go against Duluth.
Minnesota Power, ready to serve you for generations to come.
Well, the first penalty of this game is going to go against Duluth East. It's going to be Chad Roberg who gets the call. You don't want a penalty, as you mentioned, Frank, early on here, but he's going to be called for cross-checking, and this will give Hastings their opportunity. They want to come in here. You can see it just at the very end there. But they want to come in here, and they want to control this puck, especially on the power play, and see if they can get off to that quick start.
All right, and they flip it in. We'll set the special team units for you just as quickly as we can. Puck in the Greyhound zone, and John Hedberg, the defenseman, trying to mole his way out of the far side. Finally, the puck is shot to center, and back to get it is Jeff Tafe. He'll be playing on one of the points here on this power play. Tafe leaves it for Jan Welsh. And back over to Tafe. He can't get it past Kevin Oswald. And the puck rolls back into Hastings territory, and Ben Tharp, their junior defenseman, and a member of the Select 16 squad over the Christmas break, brings it ahead. Check was thrown into Welch. He was bumped off the puck, and it rolls free to Reese Carlson. Carlson trying to shoot it out. His second effort gets it back to center. Still a minute to go on the Raiders power play. We've just got underway here, and an early power play opportunity for Hastings. Up on the far wing, and it is played in deep by Tharp. And the goaltender, Olsen, leaves it back behind the net. And the Raiders will start to break out again. Bartelma gets it as far as the line, and then the rush is shut down. Short-handed opportunity here, broken up for the moment, and then a key check along the near rail thrown by Jake Majeski to shut down the Greyhounds. Played right back out at center ice by number 20, Nick Angel, and as Angel goes after the puck again, the delayed offside whistle goes. So 24 seconds remain on that cross-check penalty.
Well, there's a look right now as you watch number 20, and that's Blake Bartelma, who's one of those type of players that has got some creativity to him. He's a good playmaker, can work the puck pretty well in close. And also, when you talk to Russ Welsh, he'll tell you, he's one of our seniors. He provides that leadership that we're looking for as well.
Raiders gain control at center ice. The left side pass for McKenzie fails to click. Angel back to get it in his own end. Hard forecheck there thrown by Greg Jacobson. And East gains control, and they gun it down, and that should wipe out the penalty to Robert. We'll be back to 5 skaters aside. Only about a minute and a half into the game, no score. There's a puck taken away by Oswald, and he plays it in deeper.
Frank, we're watching Hastings right now about 3 times in this game early on. Their passing has not been as good as it can be, and they know that. They're a little rushed in their own zone, and with that, they're not putting the puck onto the stick where it should be, a little bit off the target, and takes away any scoring opportunities they may pick up on.
And all senior line is out there as forwards for Duluth East as Hastings ices the puck. Dan Roman, Gabe Taggart, and Kevin Oswald were out there. We'll take a break. Still early in period 1 on the Old Dutch scoreboard. 0-0 the score.
I look at Russ Welsh, the head coach of the Hastings Raiders, and who went to Michigan State.
Yep.
10th year, I think, as a head coach. And how does he keep his hair so dark after being a coach that long?
You're a fine one to be asking.
Well, I know it.
And one of the great hockey people in this state.
Yeah, he really is.
Formerly was coach at South St. Paul with the Packers. A great sense of humor. Now out at center ice, it hops off the stick of Vogel-Gasang, and he gets a shot off anyway, and it's back behind the net to John Hedberg. And now up on the far rail, a couple of players lock up there in a near check from behind collision, but restraint there was the better part of the of valor, if you will. Now a little forecheck pressure applied by Josh Conniff. And up on the near side, Jesse Hagedorn gets the puck out of the zone and all the way down. But icing, and at least on this last shift, Hastings pretty much having the Greyhounds shut down in their own end. Little tough sledding getting out of there.
Well, it was Russ Welch's son, Dan Welch, who plays for his team, just threw a blistering check along the boards. And he's got some pretty good size to it, 190 pounds, very explosive. Sees the rink really well, but I tell you, he can also play the body when he has to.
We told you a little bit earlier about Ben Tharp being part of the United States Select 16 team. So was Dan Welch. From center ice, they drive it in. And behind the net, Poole is there to slip it around. Waiting for it, Reese Carlson, he gets it out of the zone. And out of the little scrum at center, it's pushed to the Hastings line. Here's Carlson trying to break in after the puck, but it was cleared away from him. And Angel has it again back out at center. Angel being chased on the play by Jeff Tafe, and it's played up ice. 3-on-2, the Greyhounds, but that puck stuck. Ross Carlson couldn't control it, and that more than anything forced the offside at the line.
Well, Carlson had some good speed there picking up that puck, as you mentioned, Frank. It seemed to hang back just a little bit towards the blue line. He was trying to control bringing it in, but a little bit off target there. Offside call will result in a face-off outside the Hastings zone.
Taggart's line will be back out. Bartelman will be out with his line mates, Corey McKenzie and Greg Jacobson for Hastings. And this is an all-senior line. McKenzie, Bartelman, and Jacobson. Puck dumped back behind the net. This is Tharp to go in after it. And off the near rail, Oswald tries to battle to get it in front. Tharp behind the net again. He had the puck taken away from puck given away right up the middle. A backhand shot and a goal. Patrick Finnegan breaking in for the interception and then tucks a backhander in to give East a 1-0 lead.
Well, this player could be the best player on this Greyhound squad, and I tell you, you don't want to give up the puck in your own zone. You have to eat it if you have to. But the fans from Duluth East enjoying this moment. Finnegan, the junior, exciting. It's a game breaker, and I tell you, that first goal is so important, and he will pick it up. His 20th of the season, unassisted goal. Air pass right here. He picks it up, and all of a sudden comes in on the backhand. And you can see Ben Utek trying to go to his left, could not do so, and it's in the net.
4:49, the time of the unassisted goal, and the 20th goal of the season for Mr. Finnegan, who is in his junior season, his first tournament goal, obviously, and it gives the Greyhounds that important 1-0 lead. Big hit thrown back behind the net by Marshall. And the puck snakes through to the far side. Mike Marshall with a nice crunching check back behind the net. Now out of the corner, the Greyhound center, and it's back to the line. A blast fired just wide by Anunti. And Angel goes back to track it down at his own line. Angel and Anunti bring it up ice. Angel, a very offensive-minded defenseman, cuts to the middle, and then a centering pass is intercepted, and it's flipped high in the air and deep in the zone, and Anunti is being chased by Adam Gerlach. Where did he come from? Gerlach was just flying up ice. In the far corner, here's Rodberg. And Rodberg gets it out to center ice for Ross Carlson. 1-on-2 as he hits the Hastings line, and he'll dump it in deep. Behind the net, Mark Jones, one of the co-captains of the team. Trapped in the corner, off the boards. Rodberg now back to the line. They work it to Hedberg. He shoots. Oh, a big rebound there. And the loose puck finally controlled by Vogel-Gasang, who brings it to center. They lost control of it. Oh, what a hit again. That time thrown by Ross Carlson in open ice. Boy, we're seeing speed and hitting all wrapped up in a beautiful package so far. A break in over the line. Tate, wide open net and a goal.
You talk about speed, Frank. You're going to see it here as Tape is going to pick up that puck, and he is just going to burn him. And that's so important coming back after giving up a goal to all of a sudden pick up the quick goal to tie up this game. There's the pass. Kind of a flip pass. Doesn't matter how it is. But look at the speed of this youngster. Coming in on the off wing, going around the goaltender. Cool looked like he was... I think I can get to him, but I'm not sure. And all of a sudden, Tate with that speed just breaks around, goes in, ties up the game at 1 apiece. That coming at 6:26 of the first period. His 33rd goal of the season.
Mark Jones gets the lone assist, and Tate made that one happen pretty much all by himself. But a brilliant move. Boy, was it an electrifying move. And the puck goes back into the corner. Nick Houston goes in after it. He's trapped there on a stiff check by Angel. And it rolls loose to Kevin Oswald, now ahead at center ice. And a great interception by the Hastings player. I think that was Dan Welch, who was then sent head over heels out at center ice in a play that went without a call. From center, Oswald drives it in and hit the defenseman. Tharp has it now, and he'll start to work it up ice with Kraut. Instead of the turnover to Hedberg of East. Back out at center. The Greyhounds force it into the Raiders zone, and it's back out at center for the freshman defenseman Hedberg again. Now brought in on the far side. McKenzie centers it, a turnaround shot, and a sprawling block there by Reese Carlson. Now 3 Greyhounds bring it in over the line, and the drop pass is easily picked off. Played back at center, and East will regroup. Carlson is there to, Reese Carlson that is, to dump it in. Hastings patiently bringing it up ice. Greg Jacobson was trapped. He still got it to center. A cross-rink pass who's in a crowd. And back to pick it up is Jake Majeski as both teams complete changes. Flying first period. We're halfway through and the game tied at 1-1. Out to center ice now Adam Gerlach, and he runs into a crowd. And the loose puck picked up by Jones. He brings it in, fakes the shot, and he centers it. And the tip-in try by Conniff goes into the corner. And the loose puck now to Vogelgesang. He is tied up by Angel. The puck pried free by Hagedorn. And a check thrown by Anunti. Here's Angel. Looking for Nicholas Serra. And Serra finally gets the puck, and he drops it back. Anunti brings it to center. Comes up ice with Marshall. They go cross rink, and the broken play, it's offside at the Hastings blue line. Old Dutch scoreboard tied up here 1-1 at River Center in St. Paul.
How to live.
Here, you'll find some of the best.
The start of his...
We'll get you through this. You won't go through this alone.
I look at Mike Randolph, very happy with the start of his team's play in today's game, and I think both coaches have to be happy with what we're seeing right now.
Eats line with Taggart is out there, Roman and Oswald on his wings, and we've lost the puck in a hurry. We'll have yet another face-off coming up.
Well, this is when it's fun. When you get to this level, you see the speed and the finesse that we're seeing right now, and also the grittiness of both these teams. Both of them are very capable of playing physical if they have to, but boy, they can also turn on the jets when they want to.
There's a loose puck to Nick Houston. He tries to put it in front of the net. And then right there, Adam Kuhl to cover up. Adam's older brother Ryan playing defense for Minnesota Duluth, which reminds us to welcome the folks watching on KDLH up in the Twin Forks.
And there's a look at your son, number 23, Dan Welsh, the son of Russ Welch, the coach of Hastings. You should also, you look at tape, you look at Welch. These 2 players have certainly received a lot of accolades this year, deservedly so, because they are the 2 keys on this hockey club.
Loose puck to the defenseman Hedberg, just in his freshman year, and now a delayed offside called on at the line. Very young team also for Duluth. You heard Dick Stanford in the introduction of players. 8th grader Nick LeCarry, freshman Todd Hedberg, 2 sophomores, and Zach Burns and Ross Carlson. And Carlson has got a 32-point season as just a sophomore. Face-off will be to the left of Kuhl as we wait for Welch to come in there. one of 8 members of this team that played football and really didn't get back into the flow of things till right about Christmas time. Might have even been after Christmas. I think they were actually in the lineup there, but Russ Welch said that they didn't get their legs until Christmas, so it took them a while. Got to make that exchange from that open field running on natural turf to skating. It takes a little time. Bouncing puck comes in on Utek, and he makes the stop. Face-off will be coming up to his left. The Old Dutch scoreboard shows us 5 minutes, 25 seconds to go first period. Tied at 1.
Frank, you mentioned 8 of the players being on the football team. They also had 6 players on the Hastings VFW baseball team, which won the state tournament back in 1997. Here's that last shot. Notice how it's bouncing? Goaltender's nightmare when it starts bouncing like that. Big Ben Utek making certain he's going to get in front of that puck.
Whoa, got a little snow there, too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did a little bit. But he also, when you look at these players, you'll see many of them are multi-sport athletes. They don't just stay with one sport. They play a variety, whether it be golf or football or baseball or whatever, which is great because it improves them in all parts of their game.
And that is the never-ending part of the argument about should the hockey season be longer. And there are many hockey coaches who will say, no, we want our kids to experience all the sports. There's 2 sides to that coin, and it's a real tough one to make a call on.
Well, the thing is, from my perspective, is that so often very few of these kids are ever going to turn professional. And it's nice that they can experience all different things, whether it be in the sports or the arts or whatever it may be. It doesn't matter. But to have an opportunity to play at this level is certainly great. But you don't want to also put them in a position where they can't have the opportunity to try something else, too.
I'd like to just take the argument and say if there is one single fix, I would say let's stop developing 1-hour hockey players. I don't know where you're going to get more than an hour of ice time in a day.
Yeah.
But, you play for an hour and then you're home to do whatever, listening to CDs, doing your homework, going to the library, or whatever. But you've only had an hour of ice time that day.
Yeah, the kids who really want to excel, they're going to find the ice time wherever it is. It may be outdoors, could be any place, but they will. They'll grow up near the arenas. When you look at the road shows and so on, they've developed some pretty good players. Those kids are rink rats. They hang around. That's their whole life, weekends and evenings when they can. They're at the rink. And those guys always will be there.
Use that old pair of skates for your outdoor skates if the blades are going to get it chewed up a little more, and then keep the good ones for the indoor stuff. All right, we got a 1-1 score here, just under 4 minutes to go in period number 1. Shots are very even. It's been rather defensive-minded, but still a good skating period. 2 really smart hockey teams we're seeing early on. Angel dumps it in. Mike Krauth back behind the net to get it. Pass to the line, not out of the zone, and Unti keeps it in. And in the corner once more, Rodberg. They play it back, and Hastings breaks loose. There's a breakaway for Welch. Shooting scores! Welch goes top shelf, and the Raiders have a 2-1 lead.
Well, Frank, I said earlier, you're going to watch 2 guys in this Hastings clubs that make a difference, Welch and Tafe. Tafe is the guy who makes the pass, but it's Welch who gets him behind the defense. Watch right here as he picks up the puck. All of a sudden just steals it here, strips it away, makes the pass between the defenders, and there's Welch all by himself. He goes in and Adam Cool. He picks it up high. You can see Cool trying to get out with that stick to poke check the puck off him, but couldn't do so. A quick snapshot. Look how high he gets it. You talk about control and skill. You're seeing it right now, a 2-1 lead in favor of Hastings. That coming in at 11:38.
That was a thing of beauty. Welch getting number 24 of the year at 11 minutes and 38 seconds. We get another stoppage. We'll have a face-off coming up and take a break. Hastings 2, Duluth East 1. Face-off was out at center ice, and we're right back to live action as the puck was dumped into the Hastings zone. Hastings goals from Tafe and Welch have erased a 1-0 East lead. 3 goals here in the opening 11.5 minutes of play. Now Welch in the corner takes the hit. Puck behind the net to Chad Rodberg. Rodberg's pass up on the far side. It was kept in the zone by Majeski, and then he paid the price, taking a hit up high. And a delayed offside at the Duluth East line, so the Hastings Raiders just failed to touch up cleanly on that one. A couple of assists on that goal as well. One to Tafe and the other to the defenseman Ben Tharp.
Well, we've seen a lot of whistles in the last few minutes of this hockey, and it started out a ball of fire, a lot of flow to the game. Now that has slowed down a little bit. And both of these teams are being a little bit cautious, perhaps. But what a great goal that was. I mean, those are pretty goals. Regardless of what side it's going to be on, they're fun to watch when players get in a position like that and have as much control as we saw with Welsh going in there to score that on that breakaway.
In case you're wondering who's got the collegiate rights to these guys, no one yet. They're just juniors. And they're making an impact here in the first period. Long shot by Tharp comes all the way through. And now it's flipped by Seri out at center. And out of a little scrap, it comes to Greg Jacobson. Jacobson dumping it in. And the first man to the puck is Anunti. As the Raiders are changing on the fly, and Anunti nearly threw it away. Finally, with a little help, it gets over to Seri, who brings it in. And he is jammed up on the rail by Derek Garcia, a defenseman for the Raiders. Oswald on the far side drops it behind the net. This is Taggart. Taggart centers it, a bouncing puck. Boy, one swat of that puck by Oswald, and it missed by about a foot on the far side. Icing here against Hastings once again.
Well, this is the type of pair we expected to see between these two hockey clubs. Look once again at the 6'6" netminder. And Frankie's only a junior, so he's got some growing to do yet.
How did I know you were going to say that?
I'm going to feed that guy.
I wonder, does he wear double pads to cover the...
One on top of the other?
Yeah.
He may have to.
A little drop pass. The Raiders trying to break out, but instead they hit Dan Roman with the puck. Roman rolls it in front, and it's taken away there by a senior defenseman, Mark Jones. Now a cross-ring pass picked up by the Greyhounds, Patrick Finnegan, number 22. Finnegan and Hedberg, a defensive tandem. And now a 2-on-1 break as they bring it in. Taggart shooting a goal! Gabe Taggart from high in the slot. A rocket of a shot rising all the way. Game tied at 2.
Well, Frank, watch what happens here. You're going to see a player inadvertently go down, and this is going to allow Taggart to come in here with that puck as he's being congratulated. Watch the little play off the boards here. See right here, all of a sudden the player goes down. That opens it up. That's where you need your players to help to fill in the gap here. But Taggart comes in, takes the pass perfectly off the board, and he picks the high corner. Nice play by Oswald to get the puck off the boards right onto the stick of Taggart. But that one little slip all of a sudden cost a goal, and we're tied at 2 apiece.
Taggart and the single assist on the play to Hedberg. With a minute to go in the first period. Now play back underway out at center. Angel brings it in, gets through a crowd, centers it, an open net and a loose puck, but it was just out of the reach of Ross Carlson. Now Reese Carlson behind the net. Ross Carlson is jammed up on the rail. He is tied up there by Tharp. But the Greyhounds maintain control, and here's a turnaround try by Reese Carlson. That was stopped by Utek. The Raiders decide they have to go in the air to get the puck out of the zone. They do. Angel back to get it. The Raiders making a change. 23 left in the period, and it's dumped into Hastings territory. Here's Taggart. Oh, apparently the icing was called before he could get to the puck, and of course as soon as it crossed the line, but I thought perhaps they were going to wave it off there at the last second. 19.8 on the clock.
Well, this is where the goaltender's got to put that out of his mind right now. Utek thinking, you know, going back, how should I play that? Would I have played a little bit differently? But that's beyond him now. What he has to concentrate on what's going to happen ahead of him. And very tough for goaltenders to do sometimes. But the good ones are the ones who can put those goals out of their mind. Think about them after the game, not during the game. But both these teams have come in here have been very explosive. Seeing some good, solid goals, too. No fluky goals.
Nothing at all. Taggart and Tafe on the last faceoff. Puck turned over at center ice. Here comes Welch. Lines up his shot, but he fans on it. 8 seconds in the period. To the far point. No one's there. Or actually, they were, but they missed fire on the pass. And they'll dump it in, and the period will end in a 2-2 tie here in a thrilling first period of this second AA quarterfinal game between the second and third ranked teams in the state of Minnesota. Hastings coming into the game with a fabulous record of 22-1-2. They have been unbeaten in conference play the last 2 years. champions this year of the St. Paul Suburban Conference. And at the same time, Duluth East comes into the game as a champion with an 11-1 record in a very tough Lake Superior Conference. That'd be 11-1 in conference play for the Greyhounds, just in case some of you were scratching your heads at home wondering that they perhaps didn't play enough games. There's Russ Welch, coach of the Raiders. Great first period.
Yeah, it really was, Frank. Both these teams came out. They knew what they had to do. We saw some good explosion coming skating-wise. We saw some good checks. Not a lot of shots on net in the first period, but we did see some pretty goals.
All right, Andy Skugman is downstairs. He's going to throw a rope around one of the two coaches, perhaps Mike Randolph, and talk about this 2-2 first period.
Frank, thank you very much, Coach. It was fun to watch. How was it on the bench for you? What did you think of it?
Well, I thought we played pretty good first period. The two most dangerous players on the rink got behind our defenseman and got in on Cooley, and he didn't have a chance on it. But overall, I thought we played a pretty good first period for the first period of the tournament.
We talked a little bit before the game, and you said that Hastings was a good team. You knew that. Any surprises from this team?
No surprises. They are an excellent hockey team, and we just got to get the puck to the net more. And I think we came out a little tight. I'm sure they did. I think the teams are going to loosen up a little bit, and it's going to be a great game the rest of the way.
Mike, good luck.
Thank you very much.
All right, Duluth East and Hastings tied after one period of play. This is the 1998 Boys State High School Hockey Tournament 1. Tom Satterdahl's Bloomington Jefferson team with an impressive quarterfinal win. And Coach, you came out first period and took it right to them.
Well, we had to do that because I think, you know, the longer this team, I watched them play against John Marshall, the longer JM let them in the game, they got better and better and better. And we had to get out, try to capitalize on the scoring chances we did, and we did that. And so the kids were really, really focused.
Talk to me. Do you think your experience, your program's experience, had any difference in this game? Owatonna had never been in the state tournament before.
It might have, but I guess I'll give all the credit to the players we've got because there are a lot of skilled players out there, and I think that had a lot to do with it. That's a pretty good hockey team we've got.
How good is this team? I know I'm not going to ask you to compare them to all the ones in the past, but can you give me an idea of how good this team is?
Well, I've said talent-wise and skill-wise, they're in the top 5, you know, that we've had at Jefferson, you know, and it's kind of bared out because I think we're 24-2 now, and we have a real tough schedule. So this is a good club. They can score. That's what I like about it.
You guys advanced to the semifinals. It's either Duluth East or Hastings. What do you know about either of these two teams?
We've scrimmaged both of them, and when we scrimmaged Duluth East at Christmas time, we had to go get another puck at the break so we could have something to play with, and they had it all the time. But we're looking forward to either team. It'll be really fun. When we scrimmaged Hastings, the 3 boys were with the select team, so it was a little bit different team than if they win. That we'll see.
Coach, good luck.
Thank you very much.
All right, Jeff, let's go back to you.
Welcome back to Class AA Boys High School Hockey quarterfinal action. 4 really nice goals in that first period. Let's take a look at all of them, starting with this unassisted tally by Patrick Finnegan.
Well, he just intercepted an error pass right here, Frank, and he comes in. This guy, one of the best in the state, there's no question, goes to his backhand, makes a 1-0 for Duluth East at the 4:49 mark of the first period.
Jeff Tate picks up the first of 2 points, getting this goal.
Yeah, a little flip pass right here by Mark Jones, right on the stick of tape. Look at the speed of this guy. Comes in, cuts to the center where you get the best shooting angle, and keeps the puck nice and low down on the ice. He ties it up. That was a quick goal after giving up the first goal, but that tied it at 6:26 of the period.
And then Dan Welch with his 24th goal of the year.
Boy, what a pass right here by Tape again. He took it from Tharp to Tape and all of a sudden up to Welch. All by himself. Watch the top corner over the glove. It's up, and it's in. Oh, what a goal. 2-1 in favor of Hastings.
Boy, Adam Kuhl took a little gamble there, didn't he, reaching out with that stick?
He tried to get to the puck first, but he was too far away.
All right, and then Taggart would come back with his 19th of the year for Duluth and tie the game at 2.
You saw the initial pass there by Hedberg. He put it on the stick of Oswald, who made the pass, and all of a sudden came right up to Taggart, who comes in, and it's in the net. Hedberg should get an assist on it. Oswald should get an assist, and Taggart also will get credit for the goal, tying up at 2 apiece at 13:49.
You want to give 2 assists on that one?
Yeah, I think I would have, yeah.
Okay, Oswald and Hedberg on the Taggart goal at 13:49. There are the shots on goal brought to you by U.S. West. 8 shots on goal total, 4 goals.
I was going to say, pretty good shooting percentage.
All right. And we're ready for the face-off out at center ice. There was only 1 minor penalty called in that period. That was against East. It was early in the period. So we start the second period, at full and equal strength. Here's a long, hard shot taken early by Anunti, and I think it was deflected up out of play. Played only 15 seconds here, so we'll line up for another face-off, this time in the Raiders zone.
Well, there's a look at Ross Carlson. Outstanding year. Very tough player. He's one of those players that Mike Randolph will tell you he'll go to the net. Only 160 pounds, but he likes to muck it up in front and likes to use the body as much as he can to be a part of that physical play.
From the face-off, puck control by Hastings. It's roared ahead by Mark Jones in the slot now. A little drop pass there to Bartelma. And a quick centering pass again, but that one comes through. And back to center ice. Duluth East led by Reese Carlson. A backhand shot that's behind the net, and then Carlson was upended. And out of the corner. Carlson was jammed up on the play a bit. A lead here to center ice, and Corey McKenzie was unable to control. Long rip from center by Nick Angel, and a stop made by Utek.
Utek was taking no chances there. Took that shot into the midsection. Wasn't quite sure it was, but you just see him cover up there. Here's the long shot from well outside the blue line. Watch the goaltender here, 6'6", looking down. I know it's here someplace. I'm not going to move.
Utek in 12 games in the regular season gave up only 24 goals against. And from the face-off, East controls. And from the line, it's played in by Finnegan. Finnegan has the first goal of the game. And the Raiders start to bring it in. A quick drop pass and a shot taken by Ben Tharp goes off a skate and back behind the net. And here comes East. Oswald's pass. That is behind the player Finnegan. And East will regroup. They work it ahead to the near side where Taggart tips it and gets it all the way down. Now off the near rail. It's brought ahead by Hastings. Nick Husting